thanks for joining us for this week's edition of the IU Southeast News. I'm Ellie Morgan.
And I'm Jeremy Mertz. 3, 2, 1. Last week, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea Clinton, came to campus. Students, staff, and community members filled the Hoosier Room to listen to what Clinton had to say. IU Southeast had team coverage of this event.
We're standing here in line waiting for Chelsea Clinton, standing with Nikki Cannon. Nikki, what do you think about today?
I'm really excited because I really want to see the platform because I haven't really seen what she's brought, so I'm interested in seeing what Hillary's platform is.
So what brought you out today? Just
me and my wife, we're retired and come out to see Ms. Clinton today. We're in support of Hillary, her mother. We're both retired and we want to keep our health care and our benefits and plan on voting for her.
We're with John Cronin. He's a political science major. John, what are you doing here today?
I'm here basically because I'm just a political junkie. I love politics. It's my life. It's what I breathe.
I'm excited to be here with you to talk about what's important to you and your friends and your families as you think about this election. And I hope that you all will vote on May 6th or vote early. Early voting actually started in Indiana yesterday. And so that's such a privilege that you have, that you don't have to necessarily be here on May 6th to vote. And I'm really proud of what my mom wants to do for higher education affordability. And one thing that's distinctive to what my mom wants to do is that it is higher education affordability. It's not just college affordability, but it's also graduate school affordability, so that if you were to decide that you wanted to go to graduate school, hopefully that at least would be easier than college would be. So what does she want to do? Well, the Pell Grant maximum is now $5,400 because of legislation that my mom helped write, that Congress passed and the President finally signed in the autumn. And for the first time this year, Pell Grant dollars will be available for students in the summer. So for the first time, people will be able to get Pell Grants to help go to school in the summer. But the element of what my mom wants to do that I think is most exciting and progressive, and she's the only one talking about, is to say to people, if you're willing to do a public service job when you get out of school, if you're willing to be a teacher or a doctor in a rural area or a nurse, if you're willing to be a social worker or a volunteer firefighter, community police officer, that service itself will count as payment in kind to help you pay off your loans. And then making sure that none of our schools look like they belong in the 19th century. So physically rebuilding our schools where we need to. And then making sure that all of our schools on the inside look like they belong in the 21st century. So finally closing the digital divide and making sure that all of our schools have access to high-speed internet, have the right networks and computer systems. Why is it so important that everyone be covered? You're more likely to die in the United States if you don't have health insurance. You're more likely to not have health insurance if you're a woman. You're more likely to not have health insurance if you're a single parent. You're more likely to not have health insurance if you're a minority. You're more likely to not have health insurance if your family is from the bottom 25% of family income. I think that is immoral in the United States in the 21st century.
Former Secretary of State Colin Powell spoke at the Kentucky International Convention Center on Thursday, April 3rd in Louisville. Horizon's editor Jared Clapp was there to find out what he had to talk about.
So it's been a great day for me here in Louisville, and I thank you for your warm welcome. I'm so pleased to be with you, but I've got to be honest and candid with all of you here this evening. At this stage of my life, this stage of my career, I'm kind of glad to be anywhere. It isn't easy. One day, every reporter wants to talk to you. Every newscaster wants you on their show. One day, every president, every prime minister, every king wants you to come visit or they want to come see you. One day, you're the #1 diplomat of the whole free world. One day, you're the Secretary of State of the United States of America. And then the next day, you ain't. There's got to be one thing you miss about being secretary. Well, yeah, I miss one thing and only one thing. I miss my airplane. I have my own 757. United States of America, both sides. Everywhere I went, it was always waiting for me. It was time to leave a foreign capital. I would go out to the terminal, drink a little tea with my host while they rolled a long red carpet out to my plane. Then it was time to leave, and I would come out and start down the red carpet. A band would be playing. Honor guard presenting arms. I would wave to the adoring crowds. I get to the steps of my plane and start up. As soon as I started up, the pilots would start the left engine. When I got to the top, they'd start the other engine. I'd go into my private cabin, sit down, put my seatbelt on, and a steward would come in with a Diet Coke on a silver tray. And he would put the Coke on the table in front of me with a sharp rap so others could hear it. As soon as the word got up to the pilot, the plane would start to move. It was cool. We're creating an impression that's going out to the rest of the world that maybe we don't want you to come to America, particularly if you're an Arab or a Muslim. We have a long, funny name, and you dress funny. We're putting out an unwelcome sign, and that's not good. Here's why it's not good. I want foreign students to come to American universities, and the numbers have dropped off. And in this globalized world, guess what? They can go to Canada, Australia, France, Britain, lots of other places, and get a quality education. We're now competing on a world stage for these students. And I want them to come to the United States. I want people who need health care to come to Mayo Clinic or all of our other great university hospitals and other hospitals around the country. I want them to come here. I want them to come to Disneyland and Disney World and go see Broadway and come to see the Alley Center. I want people to come here, especially students, because when students come here, one, they get the skills they need to take back to their countries and help their people move up the economic and social ladder, up out of poverty, so that terrorism and other forms of nasty political action cannot take root in those countries because people see a better life because of educated citizens coming back. Or if they choose to stay here in the United States, as many do, they contribute to our well-being, to our society. But most importantly, when students or others in one kind of need or another come to the United States and spend some time with us, either the university or in the International Visitors Program that the World Affairs Council runs. And you host these youngsters when they come here to Louisville. When they come here and have that kind of experience, I'm telling you, they go back home with a completely different impression and understanding of America. They know we're not a Hollywood sitcom, we're not a Michael Moore book. We're awfully good people. We're kind, generous, welcoming people that reaches out to the rest of the world. We're a nation of nations. We touch every nation, and every nation on earth touches us. Terrorists can come, knock down a building, kill some of our fellow citizens. We will mourn, we'll rebuild, and we'll go after them with all the power at our disposal. But the one thing terrorists cannot do, and no guy hiding in a cave in Pakistan can do, is to change the nature of who we are and what we are as an open, welcoming society. Only we can do that to ourselves if we start acting like we're afraid of everything. We're Americans. We're not afraid of anything or anybody, and we're going to remain an open, welcoming nation, and that is what we're defeated.
Last week in sports, baseball defeated Asbury College on Saturday, April 5th, 9-8. The baseball team also had a doubleheader the following Sunday, losing to Oakland City University in both games 8-5 and 6-1 consecutively.
The softball team had a doubleheader on Saturday, April 5th, losing both games 4-3 and again 8-6. They also lost to Midway College on Sunday the 6th, 9-5 and 7-6. And men's tennis also played on Saturday, winning against Russia University 9-0.
Some upcoming events this week include Bubble into Spring on Saturday, April 19th from 2 to 5. This is sponsored by the IU Southeast Children's Center. There will be a bubble truck, face painting, and crafts.
Next week is also finals week, so good luck to all students on their exams, because I know I need them.
This is also the last episode of the IU Southeast News this semester.
And we'll see you again next fall.
Have a good summer, and congratulations to all of those graduating.